What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Gunter's Games. It is Thursday. Double upload Thursday, by the way. If you haven't seen, my God of War 3 Remastered walkthrough has just officially started, and I released my first episode today on the channel. But coming up next, most importantly for Thursday uploads, is our football NFL Week 3 picks. We started off strong in Week 1 with 12 correct predictions. Week 2, though, not so much. Week 2 was a big drop-off. I only had 8 picks correct, as I'm going through them right now, and I will talk about them a little bit. First off, we start off with Thursday Night Football. The Bengals hosted the Ravens. They won 34-23. A.J. Green had 3 touchdowns in the first half of that game. That was my first win. Next game I have down is the Giants and the Cowboys. The Cowboys had their home opener. They beat the Giants 20-13. I picked the Giants, though, so there's the first loss. The Bears hosted the Seahawks. The Bears won this one 24-17. I did pick the Bears. That's win number 2 out of 8. The defense had 6 sacks, 2 takeaways, and 1 touchdown. Khalil Mack is an impressive addition to that Chicago Bears defense, and they are going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. Believe me when I tell you that. They're going to be a team to look out for. So there's our second win. Next is the Vikings-Packers game. That was a tie game. I'm counting that as a win. As you remember, in Week 1 there was a tie as well. I counted that as a win as well. So I'm counting this one as a win. There were 2 missed field goals in overtime in this game, but it was a tie game at 29 apiece. So there's win 3. The Eagles went to Tampa Bay to face the Bucks. I predicted the Eagles to win this game. They lost by 6. Bucks won 27-21. This was a very upsetting game for us Eagles fans. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought the Eagles had this one easily. The Bucks defense is weak. In the secondary, it's a bunch of backup players in their secondary. I'm going to go ahead and start this game off for you guys. First I got to set it up, because if you do the one setup here. Hold on, should have went the other way. That's okay. I do that every time. They play the Jets. There they be. Yes, we want to continue. But if you do it in the playing out live, you have to play the game. You can't just simulate it. So it is set up just to show you, just for you guys to have something to watch while I go over these. But the Eagles lost to the Bucks 27-21 in that game. Another loss for me. We get Carson Wentz back this week. As an Eagles fan, I am thrilled. Very happy, and I think we're going to bounce back. We're playing the Colts this week, or they're playing the Colts this week, so we'll see. Next was the Steelers and Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the Steelers 42-37. I picked the Steelers, another loss. The Patriots went to Jacksonville, played the Jaguars. The Jaguars shocked the Patriots and beat them. I do not write the score of the Patriots, but the Jaguars had 31 points. They won. Denver hosted Oakland and beat Oakland 20-14. Denver overcame a 12-point deficit in the second half to win that game. That could be a 7. I honestly don't know with my handwriting. It could be 20-17. I don't remember actually. Next, the Saints hosted the Cleveland Browns. 21-18 was the final score. I actually predicted the Saints scoring 21 points, and they did score 21 points. That's the Saints' first win over Cleveland since 2006. And the Panthers went into Atlanta to face the Falcons. The Falcons won this one 31-24. Got that one right. And we keep on moving along. The Chargers beat the Bills 31-20. The Dolphins beat the Jets 20-12. Miami's first 2-0 start since the 2013 season. The Texans lost to the Titans 17-20. I picked the Texans in that game. The Colts beat the Redskins 21-9, which is a big surprise. And the Rams destroyed the Cardinals 34-0. The Rams 2-0 start for the first time since the 2001 season. And the last game of the week was the 49ers and Lions, the last game I have recorded here. I picked the Lions to win. The 49ers won 30-27. And that is the last game. Offensive player of the week was Case Keenum, CJ Mosley. I do not know who won those rewards. I forgot to check before I started recording. But that's okay. That's really just for fun part of it. It's not really anything too crazy. So we're going into the Week 3 NFL picks. We're starting off with the Eagles game. The Philadelphia Eagles will host the Indianapolis Colts. They will win this game handedly. Eagles are going to score 38 points. They're going to hold the Colts to 3. Eagles play so much better at home than they do on the road. It happens every season. So they're gonna be back to true form. Wentz is gonna come back, 32 for 41, 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ajayi is gonna have a touchdown, 21 carries, 95 yards. Ertz is gonna go 10 for 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Jordan Hicks is gonna have 7 total tackles. He's also gonna have a pick. Nigel Bradham's also gonna have a pick in this game, so look out for that. The New York Jets visiting the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are gonna win this one 34-29. The New York Jets have 3 games in 11 days, and this is going to have an effect on them. They're going to lose this game in Cleveland, and it's going to be a score of 34-29. Tyrod Taylor's going to throw for 253 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he's going to throw 2 picks. Carlos Hyde, 24 for 108 yards and a touchdown. Quincy Inu. You know what? I messed this up the first week. I'm gonna mess it up this week. 8 receptions, 153 yards. Quincy E, 2 touchdowns. I said it before I even practiced saying his name because for some reason he's the only one who's catching the ball and showing up here whenever he plays. But Denzel Ward's gonna have 8 tackles, and that's gonna be into that game. Patriots and Lions. The Patriots are gonna handle the Lions 41-25. Brady's gonna throw for 398 yards and 4 touchdowns. Burkhead's going to rush for 76 yards and a touchdown. Gronk's going to have a day at 10 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tavon Wilson's going to have 8 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. The Buccaneers are going to host the Steelers. They're going to win. Buccaneers 30, Steelers 24, holding the Steelers at an 0-2-1 record. Fitzpatrick, which it showed on my game, it showed Jameis Winston starting, but I'm about 80-90% sure he's not starting. I think it's still Fitzpatrick. So 35-43, 398 yards, 4 touchdowns. 30 for 45, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns for Fitzpatrick. Peyton Barber, 21 rushes, 85 yards. Mike Evans, 7 receptions, 104 yards, 1 touchdown. And Gerald McCoy is going to have 7 tackles and a tackle for a loss. And we go into this battle of the NFC South. The Falcons host the Saints. They're going to win this one 48-25. The Saints defense is complete trash. Matt Ryan, 34 for 48, 454 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Devonta Freeman, 16 for 73 yards. Julio Jones, 8 receptions, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Manti Te'o is going to have 11 tackles in this game. The Texans are going to host the Giants. Texans win 31-3. Deshaun Watson is going to throw for 251, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Lamar Miller, 23 for 93, 101 touchdown. Ryan Griffin's going to have 5 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown. And Olivier Vernon is going to have 12 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. 49ers are going to go to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. They're going to win on the road, 20-17. Jimmy Garoppolo, 21 for 40, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 18 for 143 yards, 1 touchdown. And George Kittle's going to have 7 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown. K'Wan Williams, 8 tackles in that game. The Raiders are going to go to the Dolphins. They're going to score 20 points and get their first win against the Dolphins, 20-10, handing the Dolphins their first loss. Derek Carr is going to go 21 for 31, 223 yards, and a touchdown. And Marshawn Lynch is going to go 23 for 86 yards and a touchdown. Seth Roberts, 4 receptions, 58 yards, and a TD. And Garyon Conley, 9 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. The next game is the Buffalo Bills are heading to Minnesota. The Minnesota Vikings are going to win this one by 5. Very close game, 37-32. Cousins is going to throw for 252, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. in that game. LaShawn McCoy is going to have 20 rushes, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Laquan Treadwell is going to have 4 receptions, 31 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Matt Milano, who is your defensive player of the week, has 12 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. The Green Bay Packers are going to go to Washington to play the Redskins. The Redskins come out with the win, though, 27-24. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for 374 yards, 2 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson is going to rush for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jamison Crowder is going to have 9 receptions, 126 yards, and 1 touchdown. Kevin King is going to have 9 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Keep moving right along here. The Panthers are going to host the Bengals this week. Panthers are going to win this one 39-20. Cam Newton's going to throw for 220, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Christian McCaffrey, 24, with 157 yards and 1 touchdown. And Tyler Eifert is going to have 7 receptions, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. Shaq Thompson will have 8 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. The Cowboys will go to Seattle to face the Seahawks. They're going to lose this one 41-14, big on the road in Seattle. Tough place to win. Russell Wilson's going to throw for 276. He's going to throw for 3 touchdowns in this game. Chris Carson's going to rush for 108 and 2 touchdowns in this game. Doug Baldwin is going to have a touchdown and 103 yards in the game. And KJ Wright, 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. The Chargers are facing the Rams this week in LA. It's going to be a battle of LA. Chargers are going to win this one 37-21. 314 yards on 3 touchdowns is going to be Phillip Rivers. Stat line: Melvin Gordon, 23 for 68 yards and a touchdown. And Tyler Higbee, 9 receptions, 121 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Donald, 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. All right. So the Tennessee Titans are going to go into Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to win it, though, 29-23. Very close battle there. Blake Bortles is going to throw for 308 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Deion Lewis, 20 carries, 68 yards. Corey Davis, 11 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns there. Tayshaun Gibson, Sr., 9 tackles, 1 interception, 1 tackle for a loss. He was really close to be Defensive Player of the Week, but just didn't make the cut. The Ravens and Broncos in the next game. The Ravens will win this one 27-6. Joe Flacco is going to throw for 219, 2 touchdowns. Alex Collins, 165 yards and a touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders is going to have 9 receptions, 113 yards. And C.J. Mosley, second week in a row he's being noticed as a defensive player, 6 tackles, and he's going to have 1 pick in the game. Last game of the week, the Bears will face the Cardinals. The Bears are going to win this one 30-27 in overtime. Trubisky, 23-34, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. David Johnson's going to 25 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Jermaine Gresham, 7 receptions, 57 yards, 1 touchdown. Bryce Callahan, 10 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Now we get to the awards of the week. The passer of the week is going to be Matt Ryan, 454 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a pick. Rushing title is going to go to David Johnson, 25 carries, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Your receiving title is going to go to Quincy E, as I call him, 8 receptions, 153 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Defensive player of the week goes to Matt Milano, 12 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. That, ladies and gentlemen, are your picks. Those are your picks for week 3. I'm getting a little bit quicker and quicker with these each week, as they're only going to get quicker as less games happen after week 4. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who's your favorite team in the comment section below. I hope you guys are enjoying. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell. I'll see you in the next video.